Coming up on an all-new episode of And That's That on That.
When I confronted him that wasn't his real name, he admitted he lied. I don't remember what I said, but it was probably like, that's correct. But I'm like, something about I'm not going to tell you my name, you know?
He was asking for your real name?
Yes.
Oh.
I said that is not something I will be giving to you. And then he hung up on me. Hello, everyone.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of And That's That on That, Season 3, Episode 3. And you are in luck because it's just us. It's just us girlies.
Yep.
We're the girls being the girls today. We're going to kiki. We're going to hang out. We're going to chit chat. We're going to yap.
Yep.
And we're just going to catch up on life. This is Gavyn and Haley only. We're actually going to start rotating episodes. So it'll be 1 week with a guest, 1 week with us, just us, and then another week with a guest. That's our plan at the moment. So you're luckily with us on a week of just us.
Just us.
You get to hang with just us.
So excited to be back. We're going to be back every other Thursday, just like we were last season.
Yes.
We're just excited that this is fully happening again. I feel like we released our first episode back and then a month went by and we were like, okay, it's time. It's time to start.
We were like, hey, what about that next episode? But we did have some life things get in the way.
Some life things, and then we wanted to at least get a little head start on our guests that we're having.
Yes.
And so that was kind of what we were doing as well. But how great was the last episode with Gatlin? We had so much fun.
Oh my gosh.
I feel like that was probably one of the most fun interviews that I've had in quite some time.
That was actually hilarious. If you guys could have been there. So we were at a studio and we had someone there from the studio kind of running the cameras and running the audio and everything. And she was dying laughing. Like the entire time I kept looking over at her during the interview and she was like falling over in her chair, cackling. And this interview lasted like an hour and a half?
Yeah.
Longer than that.
We were like, it's just going to be a quick interview, like 30 minutes, and then you can go
Max.
be on your merry way. And it ended up being at least like almost 2 hours because we had like a setup and sound check and all of that. And we just were yapping away, but it was so fun.
We were yappers. It was so much fun. She was just like us on our level of yap.
Yes.
And as soon as she came in, we were chit-chatting and I knew right away that this was going to be a good one.
Yeah.
And we clearly had so much more in common than we thought we did. We're both Belmont University alumni.
Mm-hmm.
And
go Bruins.
She's go Bruins from here to anywhere.
Here to anywhere.
And it was so much fun. I remember it was like the night of the Love Island reunion that it was airing. And she was like, I have to be out of here sharp so I can watch the reunion. And I was like, girl, same. So I remember we looked down at the clock and it was like 7:30 and we were like, oh, we should wrap this up.
She's like, what time is it? Oh, sorry, girly. We will wrap this up right now. But
we will wrap this up.
Anyways, it was so great. And we're looking forward to having more guests on. And we have some pretty amazing guests lined up for you. And we will reveal who is coming up next at the end of this episode.
Exactly.
But how have you been since our last episode, Haley?
There's been so much going on.
Yes.
You know, when you're in those eras of life where everything happens at once and you weren't planning on any of it. And then you just kind of have to deal with it as it comes. And people are like, oh my God, you're dealing with it so well. And you're like, no, I just simply have to. There's no other choice. So basically I had a bone marrow biopsy midway through August, and it was basically because I have an autoimmune disorder and my body stopped producing white blood cells, which fight infections and all the things that your body needs to stay healthy. And mine had plummeted over the past 6 months or so. And So my doctor said we need to go into the bone marrow and see what's going on, if there's anything deeper. He's basically wanted to just be safe and got those results back. Everything's good. We are good. There's nothing further than just my autoimmune side effects, I guess. And so we're thankful for that. But that was a very
Huge.
scary ride. Shout out to my doctor. They downplayed the hell out of how bad that was going to hurt.
Yeah.
But it did not feel good. The recovery was not fun, but we survived. And that is one problem tackled. And then, oh yeah, we also started off the month strong with a little update from Brad.
Oh my
forgot to talk about
God.
this.
Yes.
I forgot about Brad. Oh, he's so forgettable. So basically, Brad, if we talked about Brad on our first episode back of season 3, episode 1, go back and watch it if you haven't. It was a whole story about how I found out this man I was seeing was lying. So his name was, we call him Brad. Basically, after that episode aired, he blocked the podcast Instagram. Okay. The podcast Instagram is tied to Gavyn's email. And so Gavyn was like looking, he's like, why'd he block me? And I was like, I don't know. And so I looked at mine and I was like, wait, did he block me? He didn't block me. He didn't block my personal account. And so I was like, he's such a fan. Like, he's a silent fan just watching. I love that. And so then I kind of like just didn't think anything about it. And then the next week, or it was like the first or second week of August, I finally got the block, you guys. I finally got the blockaroo from Brad. So no matter what we say here, he's not going to find out clearly. The Instagram podcast is blocked. He did read or listen to the entire episode, which if you were to have asked me, I would have sworn on the Bible this man would have never taken 2 seconds out of his day to listen to it. But apparently he saw the social media clips we posted and put 2 and 2 together that Brad sounds similar to his name and the other characters in the story sounded similar. And so I guess he listened to the entire thing, the whole thing.
Insane.
And heard everything I had to say. And it sucks when you can't deal with the consequences of your actions.
True.
That's kind of what happens. So I finally got the blockaroo, and guys, chapter closed. We can say whatever we want now, and he won't get his feelings
Love
hurt.
it. Watch him like subscribe to the actual podcast, but he blocked everything else like on the
Yes.
Instagram and stuff.
Put those notifications on, baby.
That's something that would happen, I feel. But you know what? What a great way to close that chapter of Brad.
For real. I was like, bye, Brad. I could not believe he actually took the time to listen to it. That's the most satisfying thing for someone who's done you dirty. They can listen to the entire story of how you found out everything. And you don't have to say a word to him. I haven't heard a word. I don't plan on it. But how funny is that? We got the block.
Hilarious.
This is the first time I've ever been blocked by a man, ever. This is the first time that's ever happened.
The same, but you know.
Have I blocked men before? Yeah, I think so. But have I been blocked by a man? No. I was just waiting for the day. I was waiting it out. It's like, I know it's going to happen. We post one promo for our Gatlin episode, and I get the block. Got the block.
Well, it is what it is. We're glad that we're moving on, and that is just so silly.
Gav, how the heck have you been?
You know, I have seen better days, but in the never-ending saga of my life, we are still and will be for the foreseeable future in kidney failure. It's just never ending, and it won't be until I get another transplant. But it's just so interesting to be going through all the different things that come with a failing kidney. Your kidney is, like, believe it or not, very crucial organ.
I believe it.
Like, you can live with just one, but if you didn't have the other, you would simply perish.
Right.
And it's just wild, all the different things that can happen with a failing kidney because I only have one. Well, technically I have three, but one functioning kidney because they never took out
The
the
two.
old ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I've just been kind of dealing with a lot of different things that have come up. I was in the hospital shortly after recording our last episode for something called hyperkalemia, something like that. Basically, when you have a lot of potassium in your blood,
Hmm.
and for normal people, you can have a good amount of potassium and your kidney will like filter that no problem. But because my filtration within my kidney is very minimal, that potassium kind of just stays in my blood. And if you have a lot of potassium, it can cause a slew of symptoms and can be really dangerous. It can cause your heart to stop and a bunch of fun things.
Mm.
So I think I just know my body really well because, like, there's no way to test if you have like high potassium in the moment, like, unless you go into the doctor. Um, So I think I just, like, felt like something was wrong even though I didn't know for sure.
Yeah.
Cause like, my symptoms were, like, pretty mild, but I just had a gut feeling that something was off, so I was like, "You know what? I'm just gonna go in, and if it's nothing, great, they'll check me out and I can go home, and then at least if it is something, then I can get it taken care of."
Yeah.
Potassium ended up being super high, and I was having, like, heart palpitations and a lot of different things. So they ended up admitting me, and I was in the hospital for like 2 days, and they're able to get it down. But the process of getting it down is kind of wild. They like do this drink. It's like a potassium binder, and it's disgusting. So
Ew.
that's like the first line of defense. You drink that, and then it's supposed to like bind to all the potassium in your bloodstream. That didn't really work, so they had to go to the next step, which is super strange. It's basically they give you insulin, and then usually when you have too much insulin, your blood sugar drops. So that's kind of what was happening. And then they will give you a bunch of sugar to like bring your blood sugar back up
Yeah.
through something called dextrose, which is just like sugar water through your IV.
Right.
But so that's what they were doing. The last time they did that, my blood sugar went down to like 23 and I almost passed out. Got all clammy and sweaty and it was not chill. They like came in and were shoving candy bars down my throat because I like nothing was working to get it back up. And so they were like trying to be chill, but they were panicking. Um, but ended up being fine. But anyways, so it's just things like that. I'm currently wearing a heart monitor for the next 7 days just to like check the palpitations and everything that's been happening. So that's fun. But
Mm.
otherwise, I've been great. I'm just, just taking
Otherwise,
it one day at a time.
it's just been going
And
swimmingly. I know.
yeah, that's all you can do.
No, but you've been dealing with health stuff a lot recently, of course, but I feel like people don't really know you've been dealing with it like your whole life because you had
Yeah.
your kidneys fail when you were very young. And ever since then, it's been a journey. And now your kidney has made it 23 years,
Yeah.
23 years now. And so now is when the time comes where you enter kidney failure again, just because you only have one that's
Yeah.
doing the job of two. And that the person that donated the kidney to you was in his 30s. So
Yeah.
um, that kidney is technically a boomer.
True.
It is like in its 50s now. So doing the job for two
Yeah.
kidneys. So for anyone who doesn't know that background,
Yeah.
you're a
And usually
fighter, you're a warrior,
I'm a warrior.
a CKD warrior.
Yeah, I mean, like, transplants don't usually last that long for as long as I've had mine, so I'm
Yeah.
grateful to have had it for as long as I have. They're usually lasting around 10 to 15 years, but with, like, modern technology, you can definitely, um, make them last longer, but, yeah, I
Yeah.
have been dealing with it forever, so I am used to it, but it's just a little different this time around because my when I was having the transplant and, like, going through the failure and everything like that, like, I don't remember any of that. So it is almost like I'm going through it for the first time,
Right.
which is like at least as an adult, so it just changes things. If I was a kid, it'd be a little different, but like with as an adult, you have to
Right.
you have a lot of responsibilities that like you kind of have to take a break from to take care of all of the health stuff. And it's a lot, but I mean, we were talking about it the other day. I think I'm just like numb to a lot of things and like my
Yeah.
emotions are I have like little glimpses of emotions for it, but like the rest of the time I'm just kind of like it is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
That might be due to my mood stabilizer, but you know.
The mood stabilizer that we're both on, it's the wildest thing, you guys. This mood stabilizer simply changed my life and
Same.
Gav's, but you simply cannot cry on it. Like
Yeah.
you cannot get there. It's the weirdest thing. It's like, and even like crazy stressful situations just seem as though they're just happening, and it's like the sky
Yeah,
isn't
it's
falling
wild.
anymore. It's just like it's just happening. Life is just happening, and there's no highs or lows. You're simply at baseline, and
Yeah.
I literally can't cry. It's the
Yeah.
wildest thing. So I'll like look over at my friends in a movie and they're like sobbing because it's so sad, and I'm like, I get why it's sad. I just can't
Yeah.
get there. I can't get there.
Yeah. Well, it's weird. I mean, like, I think I'm now on a much higher dose than I was like years ago, but I think it just takes I still can cry and feel emotions, but it just has to be like something really bad
Yeah.
for me to get to a point where I'm crying. And then I cry for like 3 minutes and then I'm like, "Okay, I'm
Yeah, no,
good now."
literally. Literally.
I
At
feel
3
bad
minutes
though.
tops.
Like I feel
I
like
know.
I'm like emotionless when people are like coming to me for things that they're struggling with, and I'm always happy to talk people through whatever they're going with or going through. I've been through a million things, so like I can
Yeah.
empathize with a lot of people. But like I don't know. I feel like I am empathetic like on the inside, but I don't know if it
Yeah.
shows if it like reflects on the outside because it's just like I don't
No,
know.
I feel you so much. I'm so insecure about it that someone's gonna be like, well, one time I had a guy that I was dating say, "Are you heartless?" And I was like, "Yeah, you know what? Probably. I probably am." Because I think we were watching like a really sad movie, and I was like, "I just can't. I can't cry. It's sad, but I just
Yeah.
can't." He's like, "Are you heartless?" And I was like, "Yeah, probably. I don't
Not
know."
heartless, just emotionless, and that's okay.
Yeah, exactly. Which I would rather be that.
Yeah.
I would rather be that than the other side of the spectrum. So,
Yeah, and that is something that like when you get into relationships, when I've gotten into relationships, I've just been straight up like I do have a lot of emotions, but like I may not be able to show them as much as other people, and it's not because I'm repressing them, it's just because I simply don't feel them like
yeah,
fully. And like it is what it is, you
fair,
know? Like I would much rather
fair.
it be that way than like be spiraling 24/7 because
Oh my
that's
God.
I have been on this medication for 10 years now. I started it when I was 16 and I swear to God it saved my life. Like
No,
without it
literally.
I would not be able to function. And
No,
yeah,
I don't want to know a world without me on it, truthfully. We used to know a world without me on it, and
I don't want to
that
know
wasn't
that
fun.
anymore.
No, no, no one needs to see that. So, yeah, that's real. That's real. We were talking about how at our wedding days, like when we're up there doing our vows and our like partners are crying, which they better, or else. And if they're crying and you're trying to like say your vows and you can't cry, it's just going to be an ugly face. Like that's all I have to contribute to a cry is an ugly face because I have chronically dry eyes from my autoimmune disorder. So I don't even produce tears. Like it's literally just like a cry face. And hopefully I'll have so much Botox that it doesn't even move. But
Exactly.
so it's really like there's no photos, please. Like there's
You're just gonna
nothing
have to
cute about that.
You're just gonna have to use Sustain eye drops.
Sustain Ultra preservative free eye drops.
And that those will be your
Sponsor me,
tears.
honestly. Those are my tears. Anytime I'm crying,
Same.
it's Sustain Ultra.
So it seems we are pulling up to Irritation Station. If you don't know what Irritation Station is, it is a stop along the way of our
Mhm.
podcast where we just air out our grievances of the
Right.
week.
Right.
And I think it's healthy. I think it's a healthy thing to do. We got to let it
Right.
out. And why not let it out on the show?
No, exactly.
So, Haley, what is your irritation of the week?
Thank you so much for asking. I have a story that is quite irritating. Um, this happened like a few weeks ago, but I've been saving it for this. So, long story short, we all know this. If you're new here, hi, my dating life is so scary. And this is just no exception. So, basically, I was out and about on the town. This again, few weeks ago with one of my friends, and I see a guy that I had like met a long time ago. We follow each other on Instagram, like talk back and forth, nothing crazy. And he sees me and he's like, "Oh my God, Haley, is that you?" And I was like, "Oh, hey, like, what's up?" And I give him a hug and he's like, "I can't believe I don't have your number yet. Like, give me your number. What are you doing tonight? Blah, blah, blah." And I was like, "Oh, well, we're going to a different place, but um if you want to come, you totally can." And he was like, "Yeah, like I'll meet you up. I'll get meet you guys there or whatever." And my friend was like, "Oh my God, he's cute." I was like, "Yeah, he's cute." And she's like, "Love this for you. Like that's so fun." So then I go to the place that we were going to, the bar we were going to, and I'm there with my friend and she's in line at the food truck to like get food. And I'm sitting on the bench behind her, like waiting. And all of a sudden I hear, "Are you Haley Chapman?" And first of all, when you hear your first and last name in a question, it's never a good sign.
You're like, is that a
And
fan?
I was like, "Please, I'm with like friends right now. Like, please not right now. No photos. Like, I'm having some personal time. Like, please, no photos." No, I was like, I don't know why. I don't know. So I looked at this girl and I was like, "Yeah, like, hi, sorry, like, how do I know? I'm so sorry. How do I know you?" And she was like, "Oh, like I was in your sorority back in college. Like, do you remember me?" And then she says her name and it all starts coming back to me. And I haven't seen this woman since 2016, maybe 2016. So it's been like 8 years. Um, right? Yeah. About 8 years.
Something like that.
And so I don't even follow her on Instagram. Like this was pulled from the depths of my brain, and I see her and I'm like, "Oh my God, yeah, like, hey, how are you?" Blah blah blah. And she was like, "Yeah, I moved out here. Like, we should grab drinks, hang out, whatever." I was like, "Yeah, for sure. Oh my gosh." Um, Meanwhile, as this is happening, the guy that's coming to meet me is on his way and he's like, "Where are you at?" And I was like, "Back by the food truck." He was like, "Cool, coming." And then he walks up and he sees me and gives me a hug. And I was like, "Hey, like whatever." I'm standing with this girl and I was like, "Oh, hey, this is my friend blank." I say his name. And I was like, "This is my other friend. I haven't seen her since college, but this is her." Nice, like to introduce them. And both of them look as though they have seen a ghost. They both are just like faces glazed over, like no one's home. And I was like, "Wait, do you guys know each other?" Like, what's going on? I was like, "This is weird. Like, do you guys already know each other?" And they both just dead silent. And her face starts to turn to like anger. And I was like, "Oh no, this is really bad." And then I look at him and he goes, Yeah, like we have some history or whatever." And I was like, "What are the odds of this happening?" I haven't ran into this girl. I've lived in LA for 7 years since Nashville, and I haven't ran into this girl once. And then I run into this guy literally like 30 minutes before. Anyways, so they start talking. Apparently, they have history. Apparently, they're exes. Okay. They are exes and they have like history together, whatever. So they start talking. And then I'm like, "Okay, I'm going to go walk and get a drink." And then he was like, "Oh, no, no, I'll come with you. Like, it's fine. It's fine." And so I was like, "Is everything okay? Like back there with her? Like, are you good?" And then she starts storming out behind him. And I looked at him and I was like, "If you need to go take care of that, like, do whatever you need to do. It's fine." And I'm thinking, like, "Oh, just go talk to her, smooth it over, and then we can hang out." He took me up on that offer and he goes, thank you so much for understanding. Boom, leaves with the girl. And he's like in the corner of the bar with her the rest of the night. They're like, she's sitting on his lap, like the whole thing. So basically, I reunited a couple unknowingly. I was like the vessel from whatever like universe is plan is to like bring these people back together. They said, you know what, we're gonna use Haley as that little chess piece.
I
And
just don't understand how these things happen to you.
I don't either. I think the universe has a very elaborate way of showing me like they want to really just reroute my life.
That's one way of putting it, sure.
You know what I mean? I don't fucking know. That was just insane. I remember leaving with my friend Jamie and just being like, what just happened? Like that was crazy. What are the odds?
I could not tell you. Could not tell you.
Uh,
But you texted that to me and I was like, not surprised, but also just like, what? Why does this keep happening to you? These kinds of things.
I don't know.
Makes for a good pod story.
Exactly. After that happened, I was like, well, the only good that can come from this is telling the story on the podcast.
Exactly.
Because that is like 0 out of a million chances of happening.
100%.
That I reunited an ex when I just ran into this man on the street. Like, oh my God. So she ruined my night. No, I'm just kidding. They deserve each other. Have fun, guys. Have a great time. This is my plea to the universe. I don't want to be a pawn in anyone else's story to teach them lessons. Like,
True.
or to like get them back together with something. Like, I don't pick someone else. Pick someone else.
Usually when like those types of things happen, it's like always good to reflect and be like, okay, what was the lesson from this? But I feel like there was no lesson there.
No, for them. I think like they probably needed to learn a lesson, yet I was the vessel to make it happen.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
I don't know. I'm over it.
That is a good irritation of the week.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm irritated by a lot of things and it's hard to pick. But I think this week, my irritation, I don't have an elaborate story like Miss Haley girl does.
Somehow I don't know.
And that's okay. That's why we have a podcast together. We can balance each other out.
Yep.
I've always felt this way, but like specifically this week, I don't know if it's just I have so much going on that I'm just more irritable, but like I was trying to search for, I think Tony and I were going out to eat somewhere, and I was like searching through restaurants, and one thing that just came to mind is like I just don't understand Yelp reviewers.
Yeah.
I don't understand the need behind that. I understand like wanting to give a positive review if you had like a great service or whatever, but like, and a negative review, I guess, like I can understand if you actually had like a bad time and you want to express that.
Right.
Like if they're true and genuine, because I feel like businesses should be held accountable. But I feel like when it gets to, there are just some on there that are just like so stupid and just so useless. Like people walking in and being like, I just didn't like the vibe or the energy of this place. Or like, I don't even know. It's short and sweet, short and simple. That's my irritation of the week. Do you feel the same way? Or are you someone that like are you a Yelp reviewer?
Oh, absolutely not. And the reason, I'll tell you why. So when I was a Pilates teacher, okay, they would email at the end of classes, everyone in the class would get an email saying like, how did we do? Like rate Haley on a 1 to 10 scale or 1 to 5, whatever it is. And write a review. They get a full box open of like 140 some characters to express their experience with me. And let me tell you, some of these people were colorful with their words. They wrote some dissertations. Some of them, it spanned from like amazing, beautiful, not beautiful. They didn't say I was beautiful.
She was beautiful.
Okay, one girl did come up to me after class one time and was like, I couldn't stop staring at you. You're just so pretty. And I was like, Oh my God, thank you. That was probably the nicest thing that happened to me when I was there. But the people would leave reviews. Oh my God. It's like, oh, please only leave a review if you have good things to say. One, spare me. God, please spare me. I don't want to have to deal with the fallout of what your irritation is that I ended class 2 minutes late. I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care. And those reviews would go straight to my bosses and I could see them as well. So it's like, I think they think they're writing these reviews and it goes like straight to the manager. No, babe, I get a notification on my phone every time that you write a review about me. So after teaching for 4 hours, I get to go sit in my car and read what everyone's
And
shit
cry.
talking me about. No, literally. I would like screenshot them and like send them to Riley and Lexi, the other girls I taught with. And I'd be like, how do I trigger so much in these people that they find the need to write? And it could be the most lame thing. One of my favorite reviews I ever got. Okay. I want this on my literal headstone. I want it to say exactly what this woman from Manhattan Beach said. She said, her class was fine, lackluster, and oh my God, what was it? It was like,
Lackluster is crazy.
it was adequate. Lackluster and adequate is what she called me. And I said, girly, I'm a lot of things, but lackluster and adequate are neither of them. Neither of them. I was dying because why would you take the time to say that I was lackluster? I see that. My bosses see that. What are they going to do with that? Are they going to call me and be like, they said you're lackluster? I'd be like, cool, fire me. What? Like, I
That
don't.
is funny.
Like, why take the time to write a review? Why? Just say like, oh my God, that was amazing. Unless something horrendous happened to you that you want the management to know, sure. But if they're acting like I stole their car and like robbed their house, it's like, babe, I started class a minute late and ended 2 minutes late. Like it happens. 120 seconds out of your day. Shut up. Shut up.
I have made it to Yelp as a customer service professional in my years of customer service. And I always think it's such an honor that I have pissed someone off so much that they have to use my name
Yep.
in a review.
Yes. Literally.
I'm usually a very pleasant person. I've been in customer service my whole life. Like I've never worked in anything else other than like my actual career of music and whatnot. But like my side jobs were always customer service. And there was one specific review. I used to work for we'll just say a gardening delivery service.
Yes. I know what you're talking about.
The people that would be delivered to were usually pretty chill. Like they're gardeners, so like
Right.
most of them are pretty relaxed and chill. But there are a
Right.
couple people who, and this was during the pandemic, like peak COVID. We never offered contactless delivery because when you deliver that type of thing, you have to like scan an ID. It's like delivering alcohol. Like you can't just like
Yeah.
leave it at the doorstep. You have to make sure that the person is of age to be consuming
Right.
what it is that they're consuming.
Yeah.
So I never used my real name when I was doing like customer service for this company. My name was Blaze Flowers. So first name Blaze, last name Flowers. I thought that was
Right.
pretty funny. So that's how I would send my emails or sign my emails. And there was this one review, I just pulled it up and I have it saved because I think it's
Oh
really
my
funny.
God.
So tell me what you think about this. So,
Okay.
dear company customer service team, I hope you're well and safe. My name is blank. Company has been a godsend as I have been able to do contactless delivery. First lie. We did not do that. I rely on gardening for my livelihood. I have a 50% risk of dying from COVID if I contract it, as do I.
Right.
And almost did. The number I called was blank. The phone call lasted 3 minutes between 9:18 p.m. and 9:21 p.m. on the date of April 3rd, 2021. Okay. Love the
Okay,
context.
timestamp.
Throughout the last few months, I have been able to do contactless delivery with company name, who I have referred to many of my friends as my guardian angel. Today, however, I was unable to obtain my order because I still need to show my face when I ask to initiate contactless delivery. That's right. So we could technically do contactless delivery, but you would still kind of have to like peek your head out the door just to like so we could
Yeah.
verify who we were giving the medicine to.
Right.
I was never told this beforehand, and that was inconsistent with the past protocol I experienced. Contactless delivery still means I have to show my face per Mr. Flowers. Here's where I come in. The
Not
courier
Mr.
left
Flowers.
with my medicine. I called the helpline and a man answered. He was the one who told me, "We still need to see your face." Period. He said he was the manager and that his name was Blaze Flowers and that he would not allow me to speak to anyone else. I called again and he did not answer. So let me state the facts. I did not say that I was the manager. I was the acting manager of that time because no one else was
Right.
on. So I was handling the team. Okay.
Right.
Correct. I did say my name was Blaze Flowers because that was my name for the company. I did say that I could have someone else call him, but there was no one else on shift. Again, like he said, it was 9:18 p.m. So they all leave at like 6 or 7.
Right.
I called again and he did not answer. I was on another call. Believe it or not, there are other people that also use
That
the
are
company.
trying to use it. Yeah.
When I confronted him that wasn't his real name, he admitted he lied. I don't remember what I said, but it was probably like, "That's correct." But I'm like something about I'm not going to tell you my name, you know?
He was asking for your real name.
Yes.
Oh,
I said that is not something I will be giving to you. And then he hung up on me.
Blaze.
I did hang up, but that's because the call was over.
Right.
Please do forward this complaint appropriately. I will be filing it with the Department of Consumer Affairs and the California Department of Health. Warm wishes and stay well. Happy Passover and happy Easter.
Oh my God.
So I feel as though I handled that eloquently. I I don't think I
Happy
did anything
Passover
wrong.
is crazy. No.
I'm like I'm stating the facts, I'm stating our policy. Like I don't know what else to tell you. Like it's
I've
the
learned that
law.
like people like that will always find a way to complain about something. It's like if you don't have something nice to say, don't say it at all. Get over
Yeah.
it. Get
And the
over it.
fact that was like not an email, it was a full Yelp review was crazy.
Wait, I love that you didn't give your name because no one will ever know.
No, exactly. And because people are insane and like
Yeah.
would look me up and try to find my social media and like DM me because that has happened in the past at like previous jobs.
Oh, wow.
I've had some crazy jobs and I love that I have experienced just about every industry there is.
Truthfully.
But anyway, that was a little tangent, but that was kind of my irritation of the week. So we can now pull out of Irritation Station.
Irritation Station. Yeah, moral of the story, don't leave a review that you wouldn't want that person seeing. Just
But I
don't.
think a lot of the time they probably do want you to see it.
You know what? That's a good point.
You know?
That's a good point. Some of those reviews I got when I was teaching was so transformative as a human that I was like, what? People actually think, like, how do I, teaching a Pilates class, trigger you that much?
Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't get it, but more power to them.
I hope you have the day that you deserve.
That you deserve. Oh my God. I love that line so much. There's a girl that I work with that's her email signature sign off.
That's amazing.
Have the day you deserve.
ASMR.
Ew. No. No.
I love chewing ice. Probably because I'm anemic, but
Oh my God, so do I, but my teeth hurt so bad. This is so sensitive.
true. Okay, so moving on. I feel like that was a great catch up.
Yeah.
I feel like we aired out grievances. We got to talk about a lot, and I love doing
Irritations.
these little catch ups with you.
I know.
But next episode, we are going to have another artist that we are going to interview, and I am a big fan of his music. The night that my boyfriend and I met, he was actually going to his concert, so it was a full circle moment.
Love.
And his name is Aiden Bissett, and we are so excited to have him. And another singer-songwriter. I don't know quite yet how he was like discovered in his story, so we're gonna learn that in the next episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, very excited.
Can't wait to meet him. That's going to be our second interview of the season.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be
Me
fun.
too. Me too. And we have so much in store for you this season. So many people that we're going to be interviewing. Really upping our game from the last season, I feel.
We really are. And then we'll have our one-on-one episodes, so you won't miss out on any updates from us. You know, we have a lot of stories up our sleeve these days.
Always.
So.
You know, there's always going to be some type of story from Haley. You'll never doubt it.
Oh my God. You know what?
There's
I look
always something
forward to the
coming.
day that, God, don't put that on me. I look forward to the day that I don't have stories, that I just have an easy, predictable, soft life where I don't have stories like I do. But who knows when that day will come?
You know, makes it interesting.
Yeah,
But
really
what can you do?
interesting. No, there's literally nothing I can do. I'm just going to continue to live, laugh, love. And then
that's
whatever
all you
happens,
can do.
happens.
Yeah, exactly. And hopefully we'll have some more in-person chats, because remote is fine, but like nothing beats being in the same room together.
For
but
real.
We make
in person is such a kiki. It's
It
so
is such
fun.
a kiki.
And
It
you know
is.
that's what we do best.
I feel like I'm just so incredibly unstable that like traveling is such a gamble.
What a word choice.
It
That's
is.
not what I thought you were going to say. A gamble is okay. Okay.
It is a gamble, because you never know. I feel like, because I was supposed to, even just last night, I was supposed to go out to dinner, and my intuition was like, you should probably stay home. And so I did, and then my blood pressure ended up like dropping super low, and I almost fainted. So imagine me at dinner. So like, always listen to your body.
Listen to your intuition. Release your inhibition. Feel the rain on your skin.
No one else
can feel it for you. Exactly.
Only you can let it in.
Can let it in. And with that, that was episode 3, season 3 in the books. Thank you for listening. We will see you next time with our next interview.
See you next episode. Love you.
Bye.
Want more of And That's That on That? Follow us on social media @And That's That Pod to stay in the loop with new episodes, behind the scenes content, and so much more. Tune in every other Thursday, wherever you stream podcasts. And that's That on That.